Hey lads, how's it going? Back here in the shed. I was going to carry on. I think I mentioned last time that I was going to carry on with either the 4.6 or possibly get into this 2.61, which is paid work. So, paid work has won out. 4.6 will happen. I'm not 100% sure when, just because of the fact that right in the middle of selling the house at the moment, like seriously actual, and this is the first weekend I've had in a month, more maybe, that I've been able to get back in here and actually work on some saws. I've been working on one 261 this morning and an 026. No, it's an MS260. You know, sort of not the oldest models anyway, but so one just had a bent bar, so sorted that out. That was the MS260. Just bar replacement, really. Straightening bars is a real time consuming thing, so if you've got a spare bar, just replace it. Sometimes they don't even come right. The other thing I've been doing, that MS261, it was stalling, and I thought it was all sorts of things. I thought it was a solenoid. I thought it was the clutch maybe stalling out, because it seemed to do that every time the chain brake was engaged. Which is a bit of a funny thing, but in the end I swapped out the ignition module and that fixed it. So I had a spare ignition module from the parts saw that I'm tearing down. So I'll put you guys in the holder and we'll get into this 261. This is just going to be a tear down today. Okay, we're just solely going to tear down a saw. All right. So this is 261. This one I'm tearing down, I've already torn down the other one. This one, as you can see, has seen happier days. This is actually pretty much a brand new saw. In its first few weeks of life, it got put in the wrong place when they were taking down trees, and a tree landed on it when they were felling, and so this is smashed. Both cases are smashed. You can see the whole tank's free floating because the handle got smashed and broken. Like you can see that the handles aren't supposed to do that sort of thing. The guts of the saw, the cylinder, piston, all that sort of thing is all good. The ignition module's good. I think for the most part the fuel tank's actually good. Carb's good. All that sort of stuff. So we actually only need the piston and the jug and the piston out of this, but I'm going to tear it down because this is basically parts anyway. So yeah, great little saws, these 261s. I'll show you the reason why I'm tearing this down, and I tore that other one down, is because I stripped back that other one, and it looks like a gudgeon clip's come loose. So the gudgeon clip holds in the gudgeon pin in the piston there, and it looked like that came loose and flew out and basically disintegrated everything. So that's why you have this smashed to bits. And the jug is gone, it's heavily scored. It's like got a big massive, turn it around the other way so you can see. Yeah, you can see there's in there, in here, that bit, that's a big massive groove there. So it's absolutely stuffed. There's no coming back from that. There's nothing you can do to port that out. You won't have a cylinder and rings, a piston and rings big enough to fit it or anything like that. So it's a paperweight effectively, and I was thinking I might actually clean it up and put it on my office desk as a paperweight. Not that I need a paperweight, I don't really need one, but I just thought it would be cool to have a cylinder sitting on my desk at work. So let's go tear down. Let's go tear down. And I'm not going to talk too much through this. Well, I probably will anyway. I always say that, but just I'm going to get into it. And this is just tearing down a saw. So all these things need to come off. Top cover twists off, gone. Spark plug off. This just, so that comes in here. Hex for the back of the carbon here. 8mm hex, what you mate hex or whatever you want to call it. That off there. Now for this I'm going to be using a battery drill with a T27 Torx to basically just smash out everything really quickly. I don't use those to put saws together. I hand tighten everything. You've got to be really careful with those because it's a fast way to strip out threads and everything like that. So yeah, be real careful. Do things properly. So that's gone. It's got the 2 hex nuts on there in that part. See, they're floating, so they'll just fall out of there, but that's gone. That holds on that whole carb area. Alright, and here that just flicks out of there. That's part of the wiring harness, so you can just get the screwdriver in there and pop that up and it'll just pop out that little clip, and then that's all gone. And that'll separate from the carb now. The wiring harness is free. That's the wires that run down to the ignition. A couple of rubber things in here. Rubber things that actually hold on the rest of the carb bits. Those just actually flex really well. Don't be afraid to just get in there and get those popped out of their little pins, because they'll just do that with ease. Well, this one's not. This one's being a pain in the bum, but there we go. So that's all popped out. So now this should be free to come off. Pop the choke lever. This is just in a clip in there. Pop that off, and away we go. It's got the wires attached in there. They can be a bit more difficult actually. The wires. Right. That one's off. Choke lever out of the way. That one, how does that come off? Oh, that's right, it's just clipped in there. I'll show you in a second. Go, it's free. So this whole thing, that's your choke lever, all right, and this is what holds on the carb, okay, and then this literally just clips into this bit in here with that clip there, okay, and the wires fit in there. If you're doing one, you'll see how the wires fit. It's pretty basic. It's not too technical. All right, carb's free now. Remember, before you strip down a saw, and I always forget, empty your oil, empty your fuel. as you can see, definitely emptied the oil. Oil is gone, the bar oil. So that was taken care of, and I've checked that the fuel's gone. Right, so we can get in here. Oh, I've got the choke lever in there. The carb should just come off now. Why aren't you coming off, carb? There we go. Carb's off. And that's got the solenoid all in there. I'll just give that a quick squirt, show it to you, in case you haven't seen some of this M-tronic gear. So that's what the wiring harness runs up to, instead of your adjustment needles. Now there's a solenoid in here, and this little bit, and that adjusts all your air and fuel. Right, that handle could pretty much come off now. I know, oh, this can just, this thing here, it's the shield in between your, actually I'll take the handle off so you can see it better. Right. Now all this stuff, especially in the new saws, all has blue Loctite on it, and so that's why I find it easier to strip these down with the impact driver, because it's not going to give you any grief, as in, you know, things will come loose and gone, because that Loctite's a pain in the ass. This out of here. Just getting that gone. Get the rest of this handle off. They're just full of sawdust, so I'm just giving it a squirt out. Turn that off for now. Two screws on the side of the handle there I'm taking, and you just heard the handle go. Gone, out of here. Right, that tank is free now for the most part. This bit here, take off your starter cover, so we'll just take that off. Oop. So you take off your starter cover. Oh, that's missing, it's gone. Bang, gone. Bang, gone. Starter cover comes off. Pull start, whatever you want to call it. Right, then this is free. So this part of the saw is now free, and that'll just pull off. That's the, oh sorry, it does have one screw on the side, I forgot about. So that's just the part between the saw, between the carb and the cylinder, and it's got that, I'll just get that screw out of it, but it's got that summer winter shield in there. You can just take it out and flip it around, so that the that's now set for winter, so that some of the heat from the cylinder goes in and warms up the carb. It's not something we really use in New Zealand, maybe down south, definitely not in the North Island, I wouldn't think. maybe, I'm not sure. But yeah, that just keeps the heat out away from the cylinder and the carb, or not if you want it. Right, so now the handle is being held on by something. What is it? Oh, got one more. It's a screw in here. You'll see all this if you were stripping one down anyway. So there's a screw right in here, and that comes off. That's just to an AV mount, because the whole handle's floating, so you don't get that vibration and things like that. And then there's just a fuel line that's in there to come off, and there you go, fuel tank is all off. Okay, there's that AV mount that I just took off in there. See, it's all nice and springy. And then you got your throttle. They just flip around, literally, like go like that to flip the throttle. If you haven't seen these 261s, so that's gone. All right. Now, what have we got here? Ignition module. So, this gets off the bit that cools, directs the air up into the cylinder for cooling, and then that exposes what's left ignition module wise. So we can just go straight into there with all of this. So far is all the T27 torque. Remember these ones, if you're putting this all back together, because they carry washers, okay? You need those washers on that ignition module. And then all this comes free. Ignition module out, and the rest of those wires can come through. And that is your wiring harness. That's the bit that I took off before that goes up to the solenoid in the carb. And there's your earth there, and spark plug wire, ignition module. Okay, go on. What next? Let's take, have I got a 13mm out? I've got 13mm. What's this one? 13mm. Okay, that'll fit in there. Flywheel off. So that's a 13mm on there. I just impacted it off. Back in the T27 torques. Right. Now, I don't have the pulling machine for these new Stihl flywheels. Just not something I picked up yet, but probably will have to. So I'm just going. See that? That just fits right in the end. This is an old screwdriver, an old square drive that's number 2 square drive that's stuffed. And I just go right in the middle of the crank, okay, and I'm just tapping that out. And it will look like an earthquake to you, but it will break the usually breaks it. This one I can actually probably get my puller onto, just because of the fact that the whole bottom of the case is broken. So I might just do that. But usually I can just bang them out like that, and it'll all just loosen up. Right, you need to come down. Alright. It's not actually fitting underneath there too well. Getting on there a bit. underneath there. Try this side. Puller's probably a little bit too big, I think. Yeah, it's not going to fit. Okay, back to plan A. Won't use that. We'll just tap this out. It'll come. It'll come. Done it before. Done it on the last one. There we go. Off. That was all, when I was going around the outside of it like that, that was just light, okay? It's all just light work. It's not, I am putting a bit of weight into the middle, but it's right in the middle of the thing. It's done no harm to the thread. It's not bent the crank. There's nothing wrong there. But you want to like, ba-bump, ba-bump, ba-bump. Not, you're just not wailing on the thing, okay? It's just light taps. You're just breaking that taper and nothing more. So that's all gone. There's not much left of the saw. Cool. So we'll take this off. This is the right. And there we have the it's a worm gear. We'll get that off. So this is the cover for the brake, chain brake, in there. It's going to let me, is it going to let me out, get it out without having to take it off the jig? Is it? The answer is no. So I'll just loosen that up. There we go. It's off. Tighten that back up again. Right, chain brake. So you want to get it so that spring. Oh, sorry, you can't see. So it was like that, opened up. You want to get it so the spring's not loaded, and get a big screwdriver, and I'll just force it down in between one of the spring things there and just release that off. That's the safest way I've found of doing that. So that's gone. Chain brake's already released on the other side. And you get a small screwdriver. There's a circlip here. Just watch that it doesn't fly off. Release that circlip, get that gone. This whole mechanism will just lift out now. And you can pull that off. There's the chain brake mechanism. Chain brake, all gone. Bye bye. This comes out, it's got a screw down the bottom there. I can't remember if it's T27 or T25 on the bottom. I think it is T27 by the looks. Yep. And that, because there are some T25s and smaller ones on these newer saws, so it pays to have that full range. Brake band, full range of T27s available if you can, especially working on new saws. So now we're down into our worm gear, and we can flick that off if it'll move. Yep, it's a bit gooey, old chain brake stuff. T27 Torx down into there to get the oiler off. Boom, boom, gone. two T27s for that. Well, it will come out. It's cool, and I can actually probably pull through the whole pickup from here. I think it should be able to. Yep. So that's the whole pickup gone. Now basically I've got this part left in here that helps control the chain brake. So we're just going to flip that. It's got a circlip that sits on top. It's gone. It can come off. Will come off with its spring. And we're down to the bare basics of the saw now, pretty much. There's not much left. There's basically all we got left is your piston, muffler, casings, and the crank, and the intake boot on there. So we'll knock out that spark plug. Spark plug's gone. We'll take off the muffler next. So with the muffler, it's usually just got two little capture. Like, I don't know what they do. They're like, I don't know if it's to look good or just, you know, they've got these little things in the front of the muffler. I don't know. Maybe it's just to look good, or, yeah, I'm not too sure. But yeah, anyway, you have to relieve those. You can just get in there with a little screwdriver and just flick them out, basically. Okay, now we're gonna reach in T27. Make sure you're slow and just find it and wait till it clicks into those things, because they're going to be quite stiff. Okay, so that's one. Quite stiff in there. So just find them slow. So I'm on it now. Before you start impacting, because you don't want it just running over the top of the T27 screw, because it'll just stuff it. So you make sure you're in those muffler bolts. But really well. So all that comes off. Muffler is gone. Now we just have our slot off. Now we just have this cylinder basically left to get off, and that's got the air intake boot on it. So we're just going to go down through the top of the cylinder into its bolts. And they're gone. And they come off. Okay, it's just got the fuel line on there to come through, because it's still attached to the and you got your 4-cylinder bolts. I always put these in a separate case, just because the cylinder bolts, and one of the ones I want to keep track of, they actually don't look anything. They used to be sort of made out of a different material. They actually don't look any different from some of the other T27s now that they use for Stihls. But yeah, so you can see cylinder, and it's got that sort of divider down the air intake, the boot now, because it's that sort of something to do with the air scavenging technology and stuff like that. But I mean, I could take that off if I wanted to, just to strip it right down, but I'm pretty much going to plonk this back on a saw anyway. So this cylinder, like, it hardly got used. It's not even It's not even really touched. It's been run a little bit, not much. Decomp there. Yeah. So that's that. I'll keep these cylinder bolts down inside the flywheel, I think. Those ones. Right. So now we've got our piston out here, and I just usually reach in there, and oh, it's got no clips. Right. Used to things having clips on. Aftermarket parts having clips. It's a Stihl. So just reach in there with my pick and pull out this. And that is the gudgeon clip in there. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, so that's a gudgeon clip. This is the cause of the problem for the other saw, and it just got smashed off. So now I can just reach in there and just push out the gudgeon pin. Probably should use a slightly better tool to do it with. Pliers. Just get on the edge of it and push it out. It should just come. So there's your gudgeon pin in there. And that also has inside the conrod a full metal needle cage bearing, which the piston rides on the gudgeon pin with. So that is all good and gold. And when I'm doing this with saws, I don't take that other clip out. I just leave it in there. You only need to get one out because they're a pain in the ass enough as it is. Still a bit of carbon build-up. I can't remember if they'd changed over to Moto Mix when the saw was running or not. I can't remember. It might have been just before. So, but I'll clean that top up, get all that carbon off there. But yeah, that's about it. Apart from the crankcase, but that's it. We've got a really nice cylinder there to get that off with. So crankcase, we'll get this off the jig. We'll get this off the jig and blow this crankcase apart. We could just leave it. I mean, we could just leave it. I've got that other. Is the other crank alright? No, it's not. No, it's not. I think the crank took damage, so I do need to get this out. Alright. So that's got to come for this. It's got to come off here. And we get my toy out. My splitting toy tool. And get this off. Oh, can I use my... No, I'll take it off. I'll use the other one. I've got two splitting tools. One takes off and puts together, and the other one just blows it apart. So, oh, but before I took it off there, I should have taken the casing bolts out, but that's okay. That's okay. I'll just make a bit of room now. We'll shove this down on the bench. Bring you guys over here as well, so you can have a look at what's going on. So these case bolts all got to come out, so they usually full of crap. and that's one of them. Yeah, you can see this one, look, it's totally, it just got wrecked, it got nailed because it just got smashed to bits. So that's gone. Burger's rubbish bin. But you just want to get like a pick or something and really just get in there and clear all the gunk out so that you can get your where's the other one? Is it down in there? Oh yeah, it's down the front there. So you can get your T27 seated down in there nicely to get these out. So that's there's usually 5. I only did 4, but the other one, as you saw, was just smashed to bits. So gone burgers. Boom, boom, boom. Take all these out. I'll get that other one out too if we can. No, it'll should just come out. It's gonna come out? No, not yet. Right, so that's the other things I keep a hold of is case bolts. Just keep them separate from everything else I'm doing. Oh, there is a circlippy thing on here. I'm just going to push out with my circlip pliers because they don't have the holes in them. That's going to come off, and that I'm pretty sure the worm gear just rides on that, protects that seal. So that's gone. What are we going to do here? Oh, I picked the right one, straight up. Great tool, great tool. I've shown this before. Get it from Hutzel. You need it. You don't even realise you need it, but you do. Building saws. Seat that down on there. So gooey, so gooey. It's just got old, dry, gooey bar oil on it. Everything just goes like gets all rubberized. I guess it's because it's got that sort of viscosity in it that helps it stick to everything, and it sort of just, I just put one on. You don't need to put 2 on. What am I going to do now? I need my thing, which is in there. So looking forward to moving houses and having space in a shed. It's been 10 years in the making because I guess a little bit about me is like I didn't choose very well in life. As a result of that, yeah. So I've just got a socket on there now. You'll just see that case parting now. It's going to part out there beautifully. Nothing to stop it. I didn't choose very well in life, so I never had a lot of money until I met my wife. And she was the best decision I ever made. So that comes out, there's a part there that just fits in the middle there, and yeah, you can just, when you're putting the cases together, it'll just clip in there. And she was the best choice I ever made. And then my life got infinitely better. We got a house with what money we had, and slowly did it up. And I was sort of in a dead-end job for a while there. It was kind of depressing me. The job I'm in now is open-ended. I've worked hard to get there. Started at the bottom of the company and worked all the way up. And now, so yeah, so I'm all the way up. There's no one who can tell me what to do, I guess, in the company, apart from the boss. But you know, that doesn't mean that I don't listen to people, because a lot of my guys are awesome. All of them are awesome. We've got an awesome team for what we do, and they're all great, and I love listening to their ideas and letting them run with things. It's really cool. It's a cool position to be in, where I am in the company, and it's taken 4 years of hard work to get to where I am, and it's definitely busy, full on, and but good. So anyway, long story short, that's why I don't have a shed, because we had to start with this house. It was all we could afford. Now it's worth a lot more. We've done it fully up and got it on the market. Now we can buy something bigger and with a shed. So I've only had this little garden shed that I've been working out and doing saws and stuff like that, you know. I'm a joiner by trade. I've got joinery equipment that I can't even use because I've been stuck in the shed, and all sorts of things like that. No longer, I hope. Right, so that's that all blown off. Sides there, see the bearings. Those bearings will be great. Those bearings will be awesome. Seal stuffed from getting them off, but I've got brand new seals anyway for that saw. For the saw, for the rebuild. I'll just pull out my other thing and push that through. It's another Hutzel tool. This is just a getter offer. Crankcases. Very good. You need this if you're doing saws. Get it, buy it, cheap as, Hutzel. I think that they might even be like a take off the Stihl gear, I don't know, but that's the trick anyway. So that in roughly half an hour or whatever, we're done here. There's a saw stripped down. And there's that crank, is beautiful. So that crank's going to go back into the rebuild. I'll clean all these parts up and we'll get the rebuild done. You can see just how obliterated, like that was the part where the bar oil is. That's the chamber, bar oil chamber. That all got blown off the bottom there, just wrecked. There's that other screw, I'll grab that out too while I can. Case bolt. It's all the case bolt. I've got case bolts off the other one as well that I stripped down. So yeah, it was that's even bashed in. See, that's where I split the gasket as well. I think I've got a gasket for these somewhere. Oh yeah, I've got that other gasket, that'll do. This gasket here, that's good as. So yeah, that is, I'll get these bearings out of here because they're good bearings. But apart from that, she's all done. She is all done. That is a saw stripped. So I hope you enjoyed that saw getting stripped down. It's always fun to strip down a saw. The hard part is cleaning everything up and putting it back together. I'll do a video on this 261, getting the rebuild done. I don't think there's any rush for me to have it back to them, but it is paid work, so I'm probably going to do this perhaps before the rest of the 4.6 videos, but they're coming out. The 4.6 is still there. I haven't done anything to it since the last video, so that's going to keep some videos coming for you guys to watch on saw building. Yeah, that's pretty much all this channel is. I have a brush cutter coming up. I've been talking to one of the guys on here, one of my subscribers. He's local, and I've been chatting with him via email, and he wants me to rebuild a brush cutter, and he's looking at buying a new cylinder for it, going to get a Meteor one and seals and bits and pieces for it, and he wants me to rebuild it and do a video on it. He's got heaps of brush cutters, the big Stihl, and you know, the big Stihl ones, and he loves them, and they're cool looking machines. I've never worked on one before, so hopefully it'll go all right. I'm hoping so, especially when I'm working on someone else's gear. So yeah, it'll be exciting to do that. So that'll be a little bit something different. But all this is sort of pivoting around the sale of the house. I've got to move, got to set up a workshop again. You know, all that sort of life stuff, and that's going to be happening hopefully within the next month or so. Depends how the sale goes, if it sells and things like that. Hopefully it does. But yeah, also if you do want to contact me, apart from on YouTube, I have kiwiladchainsaws@gmail.com. You can flick me something on there. A couple of you already have. That's how I got talking to the subscriber with the brush cutter. So yeah, kiwiladchainsaws@gmail.com, and you can contact me that way. Send me photos, show me saws, whatever. Be keen to see some of your saws if you've got them. Just, you know, if you've been cleaning them and taking care of them. But yeah, I love teardown videos. They're just so much fun, because you just go and everything comes off. It's great. So thanks for watching, guys. Sorry I haven't been on too much. I can't promise too much in the future either, just because of moving. Once I'm set up in a new place, wherever that may be, we don't have a new house to go to, so once I'm set up, we'll start cranking some more regular videos and stuff like that, I'm hoping, because I'm going to have the space. Like, every time I want to do a video, I have to basically pull everything I've got stored in my shed, which is a lot of chainsaws pretty much, and I have to take it all out and put it outside, and then I can come in here and work and turn on the power. And so yeah, in the future, I'm just so looking forward to. It's been such a long time coming for me, just to have a shed where I can set up my joinery gear. I can do some woodworking if I want to, no buzzers, thicknesses, that sort of thing, or I can build saws, and I can just, you know, if the wife needs me or something like that, I can just down tools, lock the door, go and help her if she needs that. I'm just really looking forward to it, and just having space so I can set out saws, and you know, I want my saws displayed along a wall. I've got some big Stihl banners, like big Stihl banners that I'm going to have up along the walls as well. Like they're like, I think they're like close to like 2.5 meters, 3 meters long, like, you know, big Stihl banners. I've got heaps of them. And just, yeah, other things like that. Saws displayed, Stihl banners up, a workshop, a proper workshop. Not that this hasn't suited me, like I've built so many saws in here, and I learned how to build saws in here, and it's been really fun and good. Just looking forward to that next step, you know. But I have really enjoyed my time here as well. I'm grateful for that. So thanks for watching again, guys. Sorry for the ramble at the end, and we'll leave you now. Stihl for life, and we'll catch you next time.